Good morning. It is 6:30. I just went up to the lobby to get some coffee. It's pretty cold out. It's not cold, it's cool. Get some coffee. I got a really good night's sleep. I think I slept a solid 9 hours without waking up once. Usually on trail I wake up pretty often during the night, so I needed that sleep. Waking up, my nose and everything is pretty clear. That's a good thing. So I'm gonna drink some coffee and get slowly packing, shave my head again. And the plan for today is there is a trail angel that could take me at 10 a.m. But I'm gonna try to leave earlier than that. So I told her if I couldn't Uber, I'd let her know. So I got a ride back to trail, but I did check Uber again, and it looks like it's a possibility this morning. What I'm not sure of is if I picked the right spot to go to. I think I did, but when I do Molino Basin Campground, it looks like it's taking me somewhere else. But like Molino Basin Trail, it looks like it takes me there on the map. So we'll see. It is 7:30 a.m. I am showered, mostly packed up. So what I'm gonna do is run down to the lobby, get something to eat, and then finish packing up and call the Uber. Hopefully I'm out of here around 8 o'clock. They get me hiking by 8:30. So let me get some food, finish packing up, and let's try to Uber. I think this motel looks better in pictures than it really is. I had my breakfast. I triple checked to make sure I was picking the right spot on Uber, compared it against the Apple Maps from far out. So I know where I'm going. This was a good stop. I feel much better today. The good night of rest, just regrouping, refilling everything. The regrouping worked. I'm out in front of the motel. The ride should be here in about 7 minutes, according to the Uber app. And you know one thing I haven't said yet, you know what today is? In real life, in real time, today is April 2nd. That is my PCT start date. So today is a good day. Feeling good about that. Ooh, should I take a picture of the flowers? Ooh, pretty. Alrighty. Back on trail where I left off. Going through this campground. There we go, AZT. It is a bit chilly, but one thing I do want to say is thank you very much to Bob from Washington and to Ray for reaching out and sending some virtual trail magic. You must have been channeling my mind and knowing that I needed a town break, and just want to thank you both for your support. All right, I'm almost 2 miles in. Been working my way up the Molino Basin, and actually I've been kind of going along the Catalina Highway road, kind of in and out. You may see the car right there in the distance. So I did see one hiker, just a day hiker. She was out with for a walk with her dog. She's very friendly. Says she has not seen anybody else going north this morning. And we talked for a few minutes. She said that she thinks that Mount Lemmon and Mount Micah are pretty similar in the climb. She said she wouldn't worry about it being any harder than Micah Mountain. So that's encouraging. As far as the temperature, the lady that I was talking about and then another guy I saw just, a quarter mile from the parking lot, they were both wearing pants and coats. It is pretty cool. The breeze is cold, but the sun is hot. So it's kind of a mix of me kind of sweating and then being cold. I'm not going to put another layer on yet. Just might have to do that though as I get higher in elevation. Got a couple more miles of climbing, and then it's about 5 miles and mostly downhill. So I'm looking forward to the down. Here, look at this. My goodness gracious, this is beautiful. And we have about 5 miles of down. All right, that is trail south. This is trail north. It's steep and rocky. Definitely not conducive for making a lot of miles. It is 10:40 a.m. I've been hiking 2 hours. Done 5.4 miles so far. Everything's feeling good. You know, I drank 2 small cups of coffee this morning. just to get the day started before I showered. And then I went to drinking water, trying to be very hydrated before I get out here, and I was. I've already drank a liter, and there's about 4 miles or 4.2 or something to this water source. I'm gonna keep trying to drink a bunch of water. I've been peeing a lot. It's been clear, so all is well. I really wanted to be very hydrated today. It's just so much better recovery, and it'll be better for this big climb if I can stay hydrated. And then maybe I won't have to carry as much water if I'm already pretty hydrated. And then, I don't know, it's my thinking anyway. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. But feeling good. Had to get my mind right after yesterday evening. Like I was telling you about my dog. I think a big part of being successful at thru hiking is being able to compartmentalize and keep in focus that the goal is a thru. Sorry, thought that was a snake, but it wasn't. Just keep in mind your goals, and you got to keep the goal number one. There's always a chance. There's reasons people stop hikes for different reasons, but as of now, that's definitely not my plan. I want to walk through the Grand Canyon. I've never seen the Grand Canyon, and I really want to end this hike walking through the Grand Canyon. Just came up in this saddle, and wow, it's up to the left. Everything is I'm going up that sucker today. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming maybe that tallest one is Lemmon, unless there's something past that that's even taller. I'm not sure. All right, this is so steep down, but you can follow the trail all the way along that ridge. We're going way down there before we go up. Down here in this canyon, there's very little wind. It's been nice. It's actually been warm. As soon as I said it, the wind picked up. I did pass a backpacker about a quarter mile back, sitting down having a break. I said hi, he said hi, but it didn't seem like he was eager to talk, so I kept on going. Not sure if he was through hiking or not. There is a labyrinth of trails that weave back and forth down through here. And I've had to use Far Out quite a bit to make sure I'm on the right one, because it's often not labeled AZT. They're all different names. The AZT just follows different trails. Generally, the AZT is the most predominant of the trails that intersect. However, a few minutes ago, I started up a hill. Thought I better check this out. I didn't think I was supposed to climb yet. Sure enough, I was on the wrong trail. But we must be somewhere close to a parking lot, because I also just saw a family of day hikers going south. So at least so far today, well, they're not through hikers, not people I'll ever see again. At least the trail's not completely lonely. All right, that's trail south. Let's do a 180. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see this whole mountain I'm walking up against. Okay, that's trail north. I don't know why, but I am just giddy. It's real steep where I'm at, but there's just tons of water. There's a small river, big stream, flowing, rippling with rapids, and it looks like it's clear water. I mean, I know that's where I'm gonna get water up here, but wow, we've not seen stuff like that on this trail. We saw that one creek early on. Wow. If only we could be by this every day, it would change this whole hike. All right, I'm sitting here at the water. I'm gonna have some snacks or lunch, I guess, and then get some water. I was trying to debate what to do, and I was originally thinking I'd carry enough water here because this is where the big climb starts up Mount Lemmon. So to get to the first spot that levels out, it's like 8 miles and 3,500 feet of gain. So I was planning to carry enough water that if I had to stop, there was a spot before that that's like I could dry camp. But it is only 12:20, and I'm pretty sure I can do 8 miles. Even if I do close to 1 mile an hour, I can get up that climb. So I think I'm just going to carry enough water to get to the next water up on top is like 8.5 miles. So I think I'm going to carry just a couple liters, enough to get there. And then I think once you're on top all the way to the summit of Mount Lemmon or Summer Haven, water should be pretty plentiful. Now, I've got this stretch idea that I don't know if it's even possible. But if I can maintain 2 miles an hour on this climb, I may be able to make Summer Haven right around dark and sleep in the post office tonight. I mean, the low is supposed to be in the 20s. So if I can get up there and sleep in the post office, that'd be great. Now, I don't think there's any hikers within the day ahead of me, so there's probably no one up there. But just in case there is, I wouldn't want to get there too late. So I don't think I'd want to get there past 8:30. So I'm just gonna eat some snacks, figure out what the situation is as I get going. I'm gonna take a couple liters to get me the 8.5, and I'll regroup once I get up to that point and figure it out from there. Okay, had a short break, maybe 15-20 minutes. I got some water. I'm carrying, I don't know, a little under 3 liters. I'm carrying more than I probably need, but just to be safe. I had an RX bar and a pack of peanut butter for lunch there, or snack, whatever. And you know, there's nothing else I'd rather do right now than go climb Mount Lemmon. Let's go climb this sucker. I've been climbing for a bit, and wow, y'all, this is just incredible. Got a lot more climbing to do, but my goodness, how pretty is this? Cool, we may see some bighorn sheep. And man, there have just been tons of nice places for tents, like perfect campsites. None of them are on far out, but there's tons of good camping through here. All right, now I'm gonna have to look at far out. It looks like somebody scratched in an arrow for the Arizona Trail this way, but it's not going up, so I'm gonna check. Ooh, it's like 340 or 245. I am right at 6,000 feet, just a shade under 6,000 right now. When I got water and took my little lunch break, I was like 3,800 or so. So I've done 2,200. I've got 0.5 to the pass. Once I get another 2 miles, I'll be at the top of the big climb. And then I still will have another 700 or so feet or 800 feet after that. But it's kind of a slower roll. So right now, oh, I forgot to look, but I think that would put me at, I don't know, 8 miles, 8.5 miles, all the way to Summer Haven. So I'm hopeful that I can make it. If I can keep going, I'm really feeling like I got trail legs. I think that my big push up and over Micah and then a little bit of rest yesterday, my legs are feeling good. I'm climbing just like I would have towards the end of the PCT. My feet hurt a little bit, but not bad. My legs are feeling strong. So if all goes well, we'll be sleeping inside the warm, bright post office tonight instead of outside where it's 20-something degrees. Man, these trails just are not marked. I went the wrong way. I went through the pass on the only trail I saw, but it started going down pretty steep. And I thought, no, I'm not done climbing. So I looked at the map. I think there was a switchback back here. I should have kept going higher at this sign. Oh, it's cold. I have to put a coat on soon. Man, this is absolutely beautiful. But it's straight up billy goat type stuff out of Romero Pass. It's almost like climbing up rock. Almost straight up. I had to stop and check, make sure I was on trail. Got a lot more climbing to do still. But man, it's a pretty view. Oh gosh. For like about a mile, it's been straight up, almost like hand over hand, like rock climbing. There's a little bit of walking, but not much. We're getting close to the top of this. And then I got like some down and level, a little bitty bumping up and down. But then there's still another 800-foot climb after all that. I'm actually starting to doubt whether or not I can make it all the way. It's beautiful though. It's absolutely crazy. And to be up here like completely alone, have this all to myself. I can actually see Tucson all in the distance. Let me turn the camera around. All right, this is where I'm sitting. I don't know if you can see in the camera or not, but Tucson's all out in that flat land. I made it over the biggest part of that climb. Headed down a little bit, had a couple little ups and downs. Probably when I get close to some water, I'm gonna stop if I can wait that long and put on some more clothes and get some food. I already ate the snacks that were in my hip belt. I need a couple handfuls of that nut and cranberry mix to get me the rest of the way. So I have 6.4 all the way to Mount Lemmon or to Summer Haven, and it's 4 o'clock. It gets dark 7-ish, a little after 7. So I'm pretty certain, unless the trail just gets like exponentially harder or something, I should be able to make it. And in a perfect world, I make it, and no other hikers are in there, so I'm not disturbing anybody, and I can sleep inside. So yeah, I think that's the plan. We're gonna go. We're gonna run for it if we can make it. All right, stop next to the trail for a minute. I felt myself losing energy. I knew I needed some food to fuel because I still have 5-point-something miles to get there, and it's getting cold. So I've got my mid layer on. I took my shorts off. I put pants on, and I've been eating a bunch of these nuts and berries and stuff. And then I'm gonna get going again. I thought about putting a rain jacket on too, but I don't want to get sweating on the ups, so we'll see how that goes. But all things are going good so far. It is 5:12. I'm at the stream. I got enough water for tonight. I'm sure you can get water at Summer Haven, but I don't want to go in there after dark and not have enough water, so I'm gonna go and carry water. I've got about, I don't know, 800 or 900 foot climb over the next 2-point-something miles. Debating on whether or not, it's cold sitting here, but up hills it's warm with this on, so I'm debating on what to do with that. One thing earlier, I did see a guy several hours ago, and he told me there were 2 people ahead of me. He said, but they were a good ways ahead. He said one was real prim and proper looking, like he just got out of his car, so I assume that meant like a day hiker or something. He said the other guy was an older man. He said he was not really communicative, and it was a very awkward trail passing. I haven't seen any of these people. I'm hoping this awkward guy's not in the post office when I get there. It's going to be after dark, I think, when I get there. But I'm going to keep going because it's cold. Man, it'd be nice to be in some heat tonight. Plus the experience of sleeping in a post office. Okay, as you can see, we're up high. We're in pine forest. I'm right at 8,000 feet right now. And my goodness, I'm cold. I've been wearing gloves for a while, but I'm really sweaty too. So I'm just about at the very top of this. Then I got a down and then a little bit of an up. And of course the post office is past the resort. So got about 2.5 more miles total. It's 6:20. I've done 20 or a little more than 20 today with all that elevation. 2.5 to go. I'll give you the exact numbers later. But man, I think I'm pushing my limits today. I feel good, but I'm tired. Not really sure what that means. gate's open. Okay, there's all the amenities here. No cars in the parking lot. I gotta find the trail and get to going. It appears it's a road walk, which is a good thing because the light is getting limited. Should have less than a mile. Uphill, of course. All right, I made it to the cookie cabin, but of course they're not open. So I have been passing several cabins, some real nice looking like chalets up on the hill. That's the first business, the cookie cabin. I think it's another like 0.2 to the resort, and the post office is like another 0.1 or something from that. All right, there's Mount Lemmon Lodge. There's only 2 cars there, and I don't see like an office or anything, so man, I hope the post office works out. There is a Beyond Bread restaurant that looks like it's open, or at least bakery or something. It opens at 7 a.m. So I would likely be back down here for that. Okay, great news. Got to the post office and no one's there, and it's a tiny little space. There aren't power outlets there, but I saw comments about a bathroom across the street. So I saw in the back of the visitor center there was bathrooms. So this is where I'm at now. This is like a little vestibule. There's the men's and women's. There's actually a hiker box in the corner, water fountains, bathrooms. So I get to wash my hands with soap and water. And I'm just gonna hook my phone up and charge it here for a bit while I'm gonna go ahead and cook dinner here. This is like concrete floors. The post office has like a rug and all that. I don't want to cook inside there. And it's like 40 degrees or something, somewhere around there outside. So I'm sitting down, phone's about to be plugged in, and I am gonna eat I think I'm gonna eat some beans and rice tonight. Beans and rice with hot sauce. All right, this is the epitome of hiker trash. I'm eating beans and rice, and I put a little too much water in there, and then I was like, it would have been fine, but I bet there was 2 bags of white rice in the hiker box, so I added some rice, got 2 packs of Cholula hot sauce in there. It's spicy, it's burning my lips, but it is good. It's warming me up a little bit. There's not heat in this area here, but there is heat in the post office. So I'm a little cold. I got a few layers on. I ended up doing 22.6 today. I'm happy to be up Mount Lemmon. Now tomorrow I gotta go down, I think it's like 1,500 foot, and then right back up like 1,500 or 2,000 feet or something, and then start the final descent all the way down. So that's what's on the tap for tomorrow, but I'm definitely gonna probably go to that Beyond Bread place in the morning first. I was just looking through YouTube comments because they have such good Wi-Fi here at the community center, and I had several comments, people wanting to know what audiobook I'm listening to. Before I say this, I have to preface, I have never been into like science fiction or fantasy or any of that, but it was an Amazon Audible recommendation, Fourth Wing. It's about a war college for dragon riders. And I just started, I don't know, last week I started the sequel in the series. And I don't remember what that's called, like Forged in Flame or Flame Some Fire, I don't know what it's called. But Fourth Wing is the first one. And it's a pretty good book, all things considered. So that's that. I'm gonna finish my food and then migrate on over to the post office, and I'll show you around when I get there before I go to bed. All right, the lights stay on all night, so I'll have to put a bandana over my eyes or something. But it's warm in here. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.